Hello, welcome to this part. So in this part, we will take another example of the truss. So in this example, we have to determine the force in each member of the truss as shown in the figure. So the figure of the truss is this one. So this is a truss, which is again a simply supported truss. And we have to find out force in each member AB, AD, BD, BC, and DC. So we will solve now, but now here just see, our first step is to make the free body diagram of the truss. So if we make the free body diagram, we need to show the reaction. So reaction at A, if I assume that this reaction will be, say, sorry, this reaction is, say, AY, and this reaction I am just randomly assuming the sense, say this is AX, and reaction at C. You can see this is the roller supported, so it will offer only one reaction, and I am assuming that this will be a vertical reaction, again upward. So now I'm naming this as CY. So now if we visualize this truss, we can say that joint A cannot be used because there are four unknown, two unknown in for member AB and AD. So force in member AB, AD is unknown, and reaction AX and AY is unknown. Similarly, we cannot take joint D because in this case also member DA, DB, and DC, they will be unknown. We can't take this joint. Similarly, we cannot take joint B because in that case also member BA, BC, and BD, there will be three member which will be unknown, so we can't take joint B. Similarly, joint C, in the joint C, two members BC and DC, they are unknown, but at the same time the third force, which is the reaction CY, it is also unknown. So technically, if we are visualizing this, technically we cannot take any joint. So what we have to do now, we have to find out reactions first. So this is what I have written. By inspection, there are more than two unknowns at each joint, and consequently, the support reaction on the truss must first be determined. So we will find out reaction just like we have calculated in the previous lecture. So we will use the same process. We will assume the whole system is in equilibrium, and we will apply the equilibrium equation. So for the reaction, I'm writing here for reaction calculation. So reaction here will be AX, AY, and CY. So we need to find out the value of AX, AY, and CY. So we have, while calculating the reactions, we are allowed to use three equation of equilibrium, which is summation of Fx, summation of Fy, and summation of M. So for just calculating the reaction, we can use three equations, just like we have done in the case of the beam. So first equation would be summation of Fx, which means summation of Fx, sorry, summation of Fx is equals to 0. It means the sum of all the horizontal forces should be equals to 0. So there are two forces which we can see. One force is this one, and the second force is in the form of reaction. So I have taken the sense of AX as right to left, and the sense of this force is left to right. So I will take this as 3 minus AX equals to 0, or AX is equals to 3 kilonewton. So now we are able to find out the value of AX. Similarly, we will find out another value. We will use another equation, which is summation of Fy equals to 0. So in this case, there are two vertical forces, which is first one is AY and second one is CY. There are no other forces. So AY is, I have assumed that AY is upward and CY is also upward. So both are positive. So I'm writing here AY plus CY. There is no other force or other vertical force. So I'm equating them equals to 0. So now with this equation, we can't find AY and CY. But we can see here as that if both value AY and CY are positive, then we can say that AY will be equals to minus CY, or minus CY equals to AY. What does it mean? It means one of the reaction is downward. So either AY or CY. In these two reactions, one is downward and one is upward. But right now we don't know which one is upward and which one is downward. So for, for that, we will apply now the third equation, which is summation of M equals to 0. So now we will take a moment about A. So I'm writing here uh, summation of M about A should be equals to 0, which is uh, now about point A, moment due to AX will be 0 because the line of action of AX will be passing along the point A. So AX moment will be 0. Similarly, moment due to AY will be 0 because the line of action is again passing along the A. Now, moment due to this reaction, if I am assuming that this is upward, so moment due to reaction CY, so I am writing here CY multiplied by the perpendicular distance, which is 2 meter plus 2 meter, 4. Now you can see moment due to CY about A, it will be anti-clockwise. So I am putting the negative sign here. Then moment due to this force about point A. So perpendicular distance of this force from point A, it will be 2 meter. So I will write here, and moment created by this force will be positive. So I'm writing here plus 3 multiplied by 2. There are no other force, so I will equate them with 0. Now with this, we can, I think, find out the value of Cy as 3 into 2, 6 by 4. So this becomes 1.5. So you can see the value of Cy is positive, which means the direction Cy, the direction that we have assumed that it will be upward, it is correct, which means, uh, sorry, I have written here wrong, Cy as negative, yes. So earlier in equation summation of Fy, I said that either Ay is negative, I mean either Ay is positive and Cy is negative, or Cy is positive and Ay is negative. So till the second equation we don't know which equation, I mean which reaction is upward and which one is downward. But by using equation third, now we are sure that Cy is upward. Cy is upward, which is 1.5, because our value is positive in this case. Now it means the reaction AY will be downward. So we can write this, that reaction AY will be downward and reaction CY will be upward, and their magnitude will be same, because as I written here, CY is equals to minus AY. So CY value is 1.5, AY value will be minus 1.5. I mean minus means downward. So if we make downward arrow and write the magnitude, then that will suffice the requirement. So now I am showing fresh diagram. So in the fresh diagram with the correct notation of the force. So this is downward reaction and this is upward reaction. Their magnitude is same and horizontal reaction is 3 kilonewton. So now these three reactions are known. Now we can take one joint to find out the force in member. Now, which joint is to be taken? I think now we can take joint C, because in the joint C, member BC and DC is unknown, but the third force, which is in the form of reaction, it is now known. So we can take joint C and we will make the free body diagram for this. So now you can see this is the free body diagram of joint C, and we will apply the equation summation of fx and fy. So by applying this equation summation of fx, so the equation becomes minus fcd. Also, in member BC, I am assuming that force is in compression. In member DC, I am assuming that force will be in tension, and that is why the arrow for FCB is pointing towards the joint, and arrow of FCD is pointing away from the joint. So if it is pointing away from the joint, it means we are assuming that force is in tension in the member DC. Similarly, uh, force in BC, it is in compression. So according to that assumption, we have assumed now minus FCD cos 30 degree plus FCB sin 45 degree. So in this FCD and FCB both are unknown, so we can't solve the equation. So which means we have to uh, consider the another equation, which is summation of Fy. Now using this equation, we write the equation as 1.5 plus FCD sin 30, because FCD, the vertical component of FCD will be FCD sin 30, and minus FCB cos 45. Okay. So now these are the two equations that we found in this. So now we are left with two options. One option is, because in both the equation we cannot find out the value of FCD and FCB directly, which means we are left with two options. Either we do the simultaneous equation and solve for FCD and FCB. Second option is, if we make or if we orient the xy axis along one of the force member like this. So in this case, you can see we have oriented the x and y axis along one of the force member, say in case of FCD. So x is oriented along FCD and y is perpendicular to that. And then we will again do the force summation. So like we have done this, similarly we can do summation of fx dash and summation of fy dash, and then we will be able to find out the value of FCB and FCD. Or if you don't want to do that, you can do solve using the simultaneous equation, and that is what I have written here. So by orienting the x and y axis along one of the force member, then we will solve for summation of Fy. So I have written here summation of Fy dash, because I have oriented my axis to solve or to get the solution. Okay. So along Fy dash axis, the equation becomes uh, now this force will be negative and this force will be positive, this will be positive, and this will be negative. Okay, so that is the same sign convention. We have just oriented the axis. So equation becomes 1.5 cos 30 degree kilonewton. So you can see force are in the same direction. They are not oriented. We have just turned the axis, x axis and y axis. So now along the y dash, the component of 1.5 kilonewton, it will be 1.5 cos 30 degree kilonewton. Similarly, for FCB, it will be negative FCB sine 45 degree. So the vertical component of FCB will be downward like this. It will be negative and this will be positive. So that is why the sign convention is there. So now with this, we can find out the value of FCB, which is 5.019. And you can see the value is positive, which means the member BC, this is A, B, C, D. So force in member that we have assumed as compression, so it is actually in compression because the value is positive. Similarly, we will take another summation along the x-axis and do the equation solve. So in this case, FCD is along the left, along this direction, this is negative. So this is written here, minus FCD, then 5.019 cos 45, because now we have found the value of FCB. This value is known. So that is written here directly, 5.019 cos 45, the horizontal component of FCB. And the second value, FCD, sorry, yes, this component, this one, the component of this force along x dash. So this will be negative 1.5 sine 30. So by solving this, we find the value of FCD as 4.1 kilonewton in tension. And you can see FCD, we have assumed the force in tension and our value is positive, which means our assumption is correct. The member DC is in tension. Similarly, now we will take another joint. So now I think we can take joint D, because I'm again writing the joint. This is joint A, B, C, and this one is D. So this time we can take joint D because the member, I mean force in member DC is known now, and only two members are unknown. One is BD and AD. So we can take joint D. So I'm writing here. We can now proceed to analyze joint D. The free body diagram of the diagram is shown in the figure, which is here. You can see here. And also the angle. These angle can be find out geometrically. So this angle is 30 degree, this angle is 30 degree. And by applying the equation of equilibrium, summation of Fx is equals to 0. So horizontal component of this force and horizontal component of this force, we will find out their summation. And after that, we will be able to find out the value of FDA. So again, in member AD and member BD, we have assumed that these two members will be in tension. And that is why you can see this arrow is pointing away from the joint. This arrow is pointing away from the joint. Now, if you want to take this towards the joint, there is no problem. You can take this towards the joint. But in that case, your value, if your value is negative, then you have to change the sense. If your value is positive, then your assumption is correct. That is what we are following. So FDA value, because we have assumed that there will be tension in member DA. So that is why we have pointed it away from the joint D. So our value is positive, which means our assumption is correct. Similarly, we can use equation, second equation, summation of Fy equals to 0. So in that we will apply. So this will be the FDB, this will be positive, and the vertical component of this force and vertical component of this force. So this is what we have done. So FDB will also be equals to 4.1. And this is also in tension. So both members are in tension, which we have assumed earlier. So which means our assumption is correct. Now, as a part of exercise, you can see only force in member AB is left. So as a part of exercise, you have to solve, you have to make free body diagram of joint B, and you have to show that in member AB, force is 0.776 in compression. So this is a part of your exercise. Do solve for joint B and prove that the force in member BA or AB will be 0.776 kilonewton and it will be in compression. You have to prove that. So this is a part of your exercise for this example. So that is the solution. So thank you. We will solve one more example in the next part. Thank you.